Hey Brock, how are you?
Doing well, John. How are you?
Well, today is the release date of the Empire Weekend album. Have you listened to it yet?
No, I haven't listened to it.
Oh, I didn't listen to any of the singles before they came out, just because I wanted to have the full album. And my vinyl got delayed by Amazon. Amazon's pretty good about delivering like day of release, but I got an email last night that it was going to be delivered on like the 20th, so I was very upset. But I already have Spotify, so I've been listening to it all morning. I know you're a fellow fan of Ezra.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, definitely gonna listen to it later today.
Yeah, I'm into it. It's quite good.
Nice. Is that the Everlane Polo?
Oh, you have a good eye.
Yeah, we do Skype video now for anybody listening, so we can see each other even though you can't see us. I have the black version or the dark navy version with the white details, and you have the white version with the black or navy details.
It is navy. No, it's black.
Yeah, they fit great.
I know. I'm really into it. So I was just saying something when I went up for lunch, and I'm thinking about doing like a comparison between this and Lacoste because the PK is identical to what I had in my old Lacoste polos, but it's like $40 less or whatever it is, $30 less. So that was my latest thought on the polos because it's polo season
Yeah,
in the East.
I mean,
You live
yeah,
in polo season.
yeah, it's always polo season here. Although polos are kind of a preppy staple, and out here it's not as preppy, so you actually don't see as many of them compared to t-shirts. But no, I like the Everlane. I like the unbranded chest, like no logo on the chest, because a lot of classic polos have the logo on the chest, which like if you're into it. But I mean, I'm not going to pay extra for that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, when I worked with Vineyard Vines, their big internal debate was how much do they get rid of the whale because they have the whale on the chest, and they wanted like dress shirts for business guys, but business guys don't want a whale, and so they were like always finding that mix between okay, do we put the whale here? Do we not put the whale? So yeah, I'm into the unbranded thing too.
Yeah, and you did the speaking of unbranded, the Everlane treads unboxing, and
I
got
knew that one would be a little contentious.
got some mixed feedback about the design.
Yeah, and then Tim did his. You see all the color. He did all the colorways for that. I
Yep.
really like that.
Yeah, he did a great job. I think I'm getting a pair, but I can't decide which color to get. The
Noah
navy looks
Williams.
nice.
Right, Noah Williams had the navy, and I was like, wow, I'm into the navy. And then gray showed up, and I was like, gray's cool too. But yeah, they're very comfy. And like when I was doing that video, it was before release, and so when I recorded the whole, like I recorded clips for different price points because I didn't know what the price point was, and then they emailed me it was $98, and I was like, no way, I couldn't believe it was $98.
Yeah.
It's like they're well made, they're comfortable, I mean, depending on who you are, they're stylish, and I think it's a really cool thing.
I was actually kind of surprised that you got negative feedback because to me that's like a very on trend design, and it's not for the chunky sneaker. Like I think they did it in a pretty tasteful way. I don't know. I think they look really good. I'm kind of surprised people didn't like them.
I know. I think my audience though is especially like the initial people that watch my subscribers are very much like business casual, minimalist sneaker guys. They wouldn't go into the chunky trend. But yeah, I agree. Like I always see the fashion sneakers that are much chunkier. They're that style, but way like puffier and bigger. And I like that they made it very kind of streamlined and subtle compared to the other way.
Yeah, it's also very monochromatic because like if you look at like Koyo's version of the chunky sneaker, it's got a lot of mixed materials, but they're in different colors, you know. And I kind of like that monochromatic because like the navy, that would look really good with like any pair of dark jeans, you know, or like the grays would look good with like any lighter colored pants. So I don't know. I think they did a good job. But I was also just watching your video, the 5 ways to wear a suit lookbook. That was nice.
Yeah, I set a date with the guy who does my photos and my videos, and I said, okay, every Thursday morning we're gonna go out, and so like it forced me to then think like, okay, what am I gonna do this Thursday? And like I kept waking up on Tuesday like, okay, that's my idea, and it worked out well. So it was like the first one was the spring one with the linen, and then they did the suit video, and then I shot a video on that new Timex, the American made Timex that I'm wearing right now. And that one will be up next week. And so that was kind of like a thing because like if I have to schedule it every week, I'll delay it and I'll push it back. But if like I have to show up at 9:30 every Thursday, it worked out pretty well. But yeah, I like that one. It's what I want to do more is like I have all these clothes. It's like, and people have all these clothes. Like, how do you get more out of what you already have?
Yeah, I like that theme because yeah, like even with the last look, I was like, oh wait, the suit's not there. And they're like, they're not throwing the suit jacket as a blazer. I was like, ah, yes. So yeah, I mean, you really like one navy suit can go so far if you just know how to do it, you know.
Yeah, and too, like when guys reach out and they say, I want to get a made-to-measure suit, I'm usually like, buy the extra pants, probably get the vest. It's like, don't just think that this suit's going to be $400. It's like, get a little bit more. You're already spending the money, but you can get way more use out of it. Like if you throw the vest in and you wear that every once in a while.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Same with those Allen Edmonds. You have the Fifth Avenues, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I have the Park Avenues, but like same deal. You know, kind of like a medium brown, like Oxford. Like you're gonna get a ton of wear out of it. Like I've had those for like, it was the first pair of dress shoes that I bought, and they still look and feel great.
Oh yeah, and infinitely resolable, and you can get all the leather conditioner you want, and that's what I mean. That's the whole underlying message is like just buy nicer stuff, and it'll be with you for a while.
Totally, yeah. You got any other brands in the works?
I'm looking at 28 pairs of no-show socks on my floor that I didn't get that video. I wanted to get that video up this Friday, but what I found, it's the same thing with a sneaker roundup. It's like I wear them and I like touch them and I feel them and I go through everything so much, but as soon as I figure out like what are my picks, the video falls right into place. But like I spend a ton of time. I'd say maybe the largest chunk of time is just making sure I get all the brands that I want. Like I don't want to. The biggest letdown to me with the Chino video is that somebody was like, well, where's Suit Supply? And I was like, I can't believe I forgot Suit Supply. And so like I'm constantly going through like different lists of like the best no-show socks, and like I'm over on GQ and I'm over on like Baron has a good one and Koi has a good one, you have a good one. So I'm like cherry picking, like making sure I have all the brands, and then like wearing them and washing them, and then finally like, okay, here's the best fabric, here's the best fit, and like going through that, and it'll all fall into place. So I'll probably knock it out in a day, but it's like a bunch of build up to getting it to that point.
But I think that pre-work, that like research is a huge part of it, because on the surface, like if you Google best no-show socks and say you get an article from Esquire or something that's like 20 great pairs of no-show socks, and you get an article from Koi or Baron, there's a big difference between those two, because Esquire didn't actually buy any socks and wear them and try them on. They don't know if one slips off your heel, they don't care if it's available in different sizes or whatever. But like you, me, Koi, Baron, guys like us, we actually put in that research. And so it maybe looks like the same type of article, but so much more went into it. And I think that's what obviously the audience values, but hopefully that's also what, YouTube and Google and platforms like that value and reward content like that with traffic.
Yeah. I'm also kind of pushing my limits because I'm also doing the performance Chino roundup at the same time. So every day, not only am I cycling socks a lot, but I'm also cycling my chinos. And actually the final ones got here today. I was waiting on a pair from Rhone, and I had the Lululemon ABC pant, but not the commission pant. And so I got those in the mail today. So now I can like get that one wrapped up too. And hopefully I can get those done before I leave for Chicago on the 10th. And so like next week I'm going to be doing a lot of videos within 4 days, and then I'm gone for a week.
But you kind of combine stuff, right? Because like that suit video, you shot that at the same time you shot some footage for the Stewart and Lau bag, right?
It's starting to work out that way. Okay. Like I wore the one pair of performance chinos as I was doing the other one so that I could put that footage in later. So like I'm starting to get a little bit better about that. I'm always impressed when I see like Raphael did a video on the Barber jacket, and he was like, oh, if you want to see our thoughts on the Barracuda jacket, click up here, because he did that video. He did those videos already. He knew that one was coming. He had the thumbnail done like weeks in advance, and it's like I want to get to that point where I have the whole thing laid out so I can piece it all together a little bit better. I'm getting there slowly.
Yeah, I was actually just talking to Jinsa, who edited some of your videos this morning, so I'm gonna get her on board for a trial run. And then I've got another editor who's doing a great job so far. And then I had someone reach out about thumbnails, and it was a graphic designer who.
Me too.
Is it Xenia?
I don't have to check my email.
Okay, she said she did thumbnails for Robin, who we just interviewed, and Jordan, who we've also had in the podcast. And so I had her do a trial run, and it looked great. So I'm hoping to give all my thumbnails to her, have a lot of the editing off the table, so I can get into a little bit more of a groove here.
Yeah, Yeah, same spot. Yeah, it was definitely her because I remember she said Robin, and I was like, oh, Robin always has eye-catching thumbnails.
Yeah, she's good. I mean, you can get a $5 thumbnail from Fiverr, but I think you kind of get what you pay for.
Mm-hmm. Robin James coming up on the Button Up podcast.
Yeah. Oh, he was great.
We have a great list. Not only we have like a few good ones already in the can, but like our short list of who's coming on very soon is very exciting.
Yep.
So stay tuned.
Some new big names and some repeat guests, and this afternoon we're doing another fun guest that I guess we can't reveal everything, so you're just gonna have to listen.
Yeah, I know. Such a tease.
Yeah.
But what have you been up to?
Oh man, just I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff done before I'm going out of town next week, going to Hawaii for a week. So I got to get some stuff, in the queue. But what do I have coming up? So I got the best bag video roundup, which you were a part of. So it's I show two of my favorite bags. One is more of like a formal briefcase. The other one's like a casual everyday carry bag. And then I have you, Carl, Tim DeSaint, and a few other guys sharing their bags. So that's coming up.
Did you tell Carl no metal music?
I did. I had to specifically request no heavy metal background music. So
I think that might be my favorite video on my entire channel is the boot roundup, because Carl and then like Raphael has like two prestigious boot companies and he's like, I hate both of them.
Yeah. Raphael commented on my spring jackets video. He's like, wow, your hair just keeps getting longer. Are you going to switch to Squarespace soon? We're going to stick with WordPress. Like, thanks, Raphael. Thanks for your comment.
I texted him when I bought Mont Blanc ink for my fountain pen, and he sent me 6 messages about, like, he was in Arizona and he was doing this thing and, like, go back and forth. And I was like, Raphael's the same person in every medium.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just like, he's one of the most unique people I've ever met. Like, yeah. I don't know like what he's going for half the time. Like, what are you saying right now?
Yeah. So derailed you. So your bag roundup's coming up.
Yeah, I got the bag. I'm doing a couple more in the celebrity style video series, and actually Koi is going to help me with one of them, which will be very timely with the Game of Thrones last season. So that'll be kind of cool to have like a different someone else on the channel presenting the info. That's not just me. Tons of stuff happening on the website, but I don't know if I feel like podcast listeners might actually be the same people who read articles versus like the YouTube community. Yeah,
because we talked about that before. Like, it's the YouTube audience is different than the Instagram audience. This is different than the website audience, and like you can see that very clearly in your stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, if you check the website, you probably notice a bunch of new stuff going on there. Just put out the minimal pants videos. That's like number 2 of like 4 in that series. So I'll do a minimal shoe collection and then outerwear, and then that one will be wrapped up. And then I'm doing a roundup of my favorite shorter YouTubers. So we'll have, and that'll kind of cross like the spectrum of like men's style, fitness, kind of like dating and confidence. So that'll be kind of cool, just to give like shout outs to some of the big names everybody already knows, but also some smaller guys.
There's no filter on YouTube. How'd you find out that they're shorter? Like, people are shocked when they meet me in person, even though I say I'm 6'4". I guess it's like it's different hearing it. But how'd you find out who's shorter?
I mean, these are mostly guys who I've followed for a while, so like height usually comes up. Like, I mean, if it's style, like height comes up because people are like, hey, I wear this size, I'm this tall. Fitness, same way. Like, fitness YouTubers like talk about their dimensions and their strength per weight and per height, and like if you're a big like Jeff Nippert or something, like people know his height, and then some other like random guys like that I just like Pete's Fiend from DIY Pete.
Fiend, yeah.
We know him in real life, so and there's a couple other like tech guys that I just kind of randomly, they just kind of like offhand mentioned it in one of their videos, so yeah. I don't know if anybody.
And you just jot it down. They mention it, and you're like, okay, this guy's short.
Yeah, I just take a note. Well, I had a few, because I had this idea for a video a while ago, and I was like, I have like 3 people, so I had to wait to get some more. So yeah, I think that'll be cool. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if people like that kind of content, but I think it's cool to kind of shine the spotlight on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know MKBHD is really tall, but like, I don't really know that many other tall people necessarily.
We got our boy Banholtz. He's pretty tall.
Eric, yeah. Eric's tall. Yeah. There's two. I'll start making notes every time I watch a YouTube video and someone mentions it.
Yeah. Hey, we had our video about short man style tips for tall guys.
People like that one.
Yeah.
That did well.
You've gotten a lot of
my
mileage.
wife was watching it.
You've gotten a lot of mileage out of those recordings we did in LA.
You could say that, but I also sat on them for 3 months and didn't touch them. So like, I like piecemeal them out really slowly because I don't feel like editing them. Mm-hmm. But my wife was watching that video and she goes, "When did you record that?" She's like, "You look sick," because I've changed that much since LA. Because I shot that right before I started my whole workout program. She's like, "Look at your arms, you look sick." I was like, "I'll take that."
Yeah, I guess that's a compliment, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, that series turned out pretty well. I liked all those. And then I got a new series coming up very soon that I shot with that barber. I did a barber series like almost 3 years ago, and I went back for round 2 with different questions. But this time I had a videographer come in, and he had a much nicer camera, better B-roll. And so that one I'm starting to put together I'm going to make that another weekend thing, like post it every Sunday.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to do a couple videos about having long hair and growing hair out because I keep getting questions about it. And then I want to do a video of like my next cleanup because I went to this really awesome salon last time I was in New York and got a cleanup and styled by this guy, Scott. And like the lighting in there isn't great. And like I would definitely have to bring in like another camera. But I feel like that'd be pretty cool because it's the kind of thing where like you get a haircut and they style it and it looks awesome. And then like it's very hard to reproduce because they have like a special blow dryer and like different products and stuff. So I'd want to show people like how a professional styles like medium long hair.
Yeah. This is the first time in like 6 months I've been happy with my length because I went to my barber and had a lot taken off. But I messaged Matt from TDM Style because he has the Dyson, the hair dryer thing. I was like, "Do you really like that thing?" And he said it's literally changed my life. And so now like that's the one that I'm like in the back of my head like maybe the Dyson thing would help. But yeah, I know what you mean. You walk out of the barber and you're like, this is the best.
Yeah. Well, this guy had one of the Dysons and he had like a diffuser on it, and I was like, it's just not the same, you know.
I know. So much power. Mm-hmm. So much great British engineering. That's what it is.
Yep. Well, you got it kind of tighten on the sides now because I think you had a little longer on the sides before.
Yeah, I had it longer. I was kind of sick of managing it because I get so curly, and I could never get the back. Like if you look in a lot of my videos, the back like shoots out, and that's because when it's long, it flares, and so I keep trimming it down. But I'm pretty happy with where it is now. It's a good summer length.
Yeah.
Gotta keep my head warm in the winter.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna let it keep going for a while, see what happens, and then I don't know. I'll cut it off eventually, but then I'll make like a dramatic like hair transformation, you know.
Well, look, the YouTube genre is built on beard growth videos, hair growth videos. Like that's right in the thing. Actually, I messaged you after one of your pictures because my wife told me that you look like a 90s heartthrob, and you were like, okay, good. Like I needed to combat some of the negativity.
Yeah. I mean, when you do anything with your hair, like you get opinions on both sides. I'd say it's been more positive than I thought, but yeah, it's like you just get every time I post anything, even nothing to do with hair, people are just like, "Barber's on vacation, get a haircut." Like, you know, like you look fatter with long hair, just like ridiculous stuff. So, but it would actually be kind of fun to if you're gonna do like an epic transformation, like cut a lot of hair off, do it with like Beard Brand, you know, or the who are those other guys? What's that other big haircut channel?
Blue Mon?
Blue Mon's another one. Yeah, like one of those channels that like just does like a lot of haircut videos. So that'd be kind of cool. I'd go to Austin for that.
Yeah. Oh, Slick Har.
Those guys, yeah. I guess you'd have to go to what, Sweden?
Sweden? Yeah. Yeah. Great stuff happens in Sweden. But yeah, I'm on the road, going to Chicago, going to meet people out next Friday at the Thai bar, and then I'm going to Nashville with a couple of cobblers that we met at Influential, and then I'm going to be in San Francisco for a meetup, and that one is with Stitch Fix. They're actually going to give, like, whoever shows up, they're going to give a Stitch Fix gift card, which is pretty cool. But that's going to be like Eric from Huga, Jordan O'Brien, Justin Jeffers. I couldn't find that many other San Francisco guys other than the guys like I already knew. There's like, it doesn't seem like there's that many there. And you hear that about LA too. Like when we talked to Parker York Smith, he's like, nah, it's like me and Alex Costa and Devin. It's like there's not, or George and those guys. But I feel like there's more out there. But then again, Robin was doing the air quotes influencers. It's like such a small space.
It's smaller than it seems, especially when you narrow it down just to the U.S. But you should definitely get Kyle Ingham from Distilled Man in San Francisco.
Oh, him too. I already got him.
Nice.
I got him on the list too. Yeah.
Cool.
I thought of him the other day. I was like, oh yeah, gotta get Kyle. Kyle, we had a jinx with him because he had John Galfano on Thursday. We had him our episode on Wednesday, so John got a lot of press this week.
Yeah, John's blowing up.
Mm-hmm. It's good. He's filling a niche. And actually, I just watched Aaron's video today because Aaron put a video up on the 10 things that he regrets buying, and that video did really well for him because a lot of his videos, they're usually like, if I see him a day or two later, they're like at 250,000 views. That one's already at 500,000 views in one day.
Interesting.
Even the big channels have to fight the algorithm.
Yeah, every channel goes through like peaks and valleys. I mean, we got Real Man Real Style. Like they had a couple runs where they had like 4 or 5 like basically viral videos in a row, and then they'll just go into a valley for a little while. Like honestly, I don't even stress about it anymore. Like I think it's something you can't really control.
Mm-hmm. You just keep plugging away.
Yep.
That's a great. I think that was still in Jeff's episode when he said about the Jay-Z quote.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what the Jay-Z quote was, but it's basically like you just gotta love to work on the process.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna butcher it.
It's something about loving the process. Yeah, because you can't control the results basically.
Yeah. That's good. So you're heading to Hawaii? Is that a family thing?
Yeah, that's for the my mother-in-law's birthday. So it's her 60th, and she wants to take everybody to Hawaii. So I think I'm going to. So my computer needs some replacements, and I've been holding off taking it to the Apple Store because I can't go without it. Like if I don't have, and they won't give me a rental. So, so I think I'm going to take this opportunity I'm going to drop it off like the day before we leave, and then just not have a computer for a week and just be offline.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's really hard with this line of work to just be offline,
My phone has needed like restored, just the software, like wipe it clean and kind of start over for probably a year. Like my battery lasts for about 60 minutes after it's unplugged. Like I go to the gym and I come home and it's dead. It's like bad.
Yeah.
And even just like going for a day with that speed bump, I don't want to do it. So I totally feel you.
Yeah, it's tough, but I think it'll be good too. Just to like disconnect for a week and like not like if you can't think about work, then you won't. Like I find it takes like a couple days even just to like disconnect a little bit, and then you can kind of ease in, actually be on vacation mode. So looking forward to that, and then I'll also have a computer that's not broken anymore.
Mm-hmm. And then what, you head back to New York at the end of May, or when's your next trip out there?
And then I'm going to a wedding in Dublin like third week of June.
So that's right.
Yeah, so I'll go to New York either right before or right after that. Probably before, because it's way easier to get to Dublin from New York than obviously Tucson, but also even like DC. Like it just, for some reason, New York to Dublin's very easy. Yeah, and then what else is going on? I think that's the only trips on the calendar right now.
Yeah, you got to fly to JFK. Almost all of my international flights when I was going to like Zurich or Paris, or when we did go to Ireland and Scotland, it's like I was going Pittsburgh to JFK and then flying over there. Or even like when we went to Morocco, it was Pittsburgh, JFK to Amsterdam and then down to Morocco. So that was a 3-legger.
Nice. Well, if you have any tips about airlines that fly to Dublin or airlines to avoid, let me know.
Oh, well, avoid all the budget ones, but there is no avoiding over there. It's like Ryanair, Aer Lingus, like all these like budget airlines. But if you're over there, it's like if you're going over there, just spend whatever the $50, like it can be as cheap as $15 to fly to like Scotland. It's like you like $15, do a day trip to Scotland so you can like see other parts of it. But then again, like my wife and I reflect on that a lot because we did Ireland and like a ton of Ireland, and then we went to Scotland and we jumped around. But it's like if we were to do that again, just stay in one place and like really experience it instead of trying to squeeze it all in, because that's what we did. We were like on the move constantly with 2 kids.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's like, do you stay in one place and like kind of live like a local for a little while and really get to know it, or do you try to pack it all in? I tend to like to see maybe like 1 or 2 places, but like not try to see everything, you know. But yeah, it was my first time in Ireland, and we're doing a bachelor party like in downtown Dublin, and then the wedding south of Dublin. So I'll definitely see that part of it. We're staying right on the coast, right on the water, and yeah, should be fun.
Yeah, Powerscourt National Forest is right there. That's worth it. That's worth a day trip.
Okay. You know, it's interesting.
That's a big waterfall, and then all kinds of hiking trails.
Nice. What's interesting about the wedding? I'm a groomsman, and there's in the bridal party, it's all different shapes and sizes, and so the groom was like, you know, trying to figure out what suits to rent or buy, and if you have people all over the country, and you want to go custom, Indochino is almost the only option. Like you could do suit supply, like if you want to have like matching fabrics, but that's going to be like substantially more expensive than Indochino. So there's almost, if you want to get measured in person and people don't live in the same cities, like I think it's just Indochino right now.
Yeah, I mean you could do Jose Banks or Men's Warehouse.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So I haven't tried.
I forget about the big players all the time. I'm
Yeah.
so like in the realm of like just do it all online. Yeah.
Do you mean for made to measure or for rentals?
Both. Wait, Indochino does rentals?
No. I mean, I'm assuming. Well, I was kind of like, let's not do rentals, you know.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, no, because I've done 4 weddings in the past 5 years, and I ended up doing black lapel or black tux for them to get tuxes, and they were all dispersed. And then like it ended up everybody did it okay by themselves, but yeah, definitely in store is better, because I got the other wedding that I did that was a little more than 5 years ago. My uncle had all of us go to Men's Warehouses, and it was like he picked everything, then you went in and got measured, and then they shipped it to you. And that was one of my worst experiences, was going through Men's Warehouse, which is why I focus on the newer companies.
Yeah, I had to. The first wedding that I was one of my first like good friends to get married. I was best man at his wedding, and we had rental tuxes from like David's Bridal. It was rough. I mean, like their smallest size, like I was just swimming in it, you know.
Yeah. Now the black tux is pretty good about sizing. Like they have my fit nailed now, because I've done 4 weddings with them, and so like I can order it and it's perfect. I did 3 tuxes, and then I did a suit for my last wedding, and the suit came perfect. And then like the other guys had theirs, but the other one, the guy who started Men's Warehouse then started Generation Tux, so that's like the competitor to the black tux. He wanted to do that at Men's Warehouse, but the board kicked him out. That's really interesting. Interesting one.
That's
George Zimmer.
Yeah, I thought he started another company for a while. It was like a traveling tailor. Was it a Z Tailor or something like that?
He could have. That dude is a hustler, and he's a lifelong entrepreneur. But there was a conference for WWD, which is like the big women's wear daily publication, and he was speaking, and then they ousted him the day before that conference, and he came to the conference, and he just like bad-mouthed them the whole time, and you're like, everybody was like, didn't this guy sign paperwork saying like non-disparagement? Like, and then it came out that he wouldn't sign it. Like he was so like distraught and so angry. But yeah, he got to the thing, and he's like, this company's failing. They suck. Like all of my friends, I hate everybody there. He was very aggressive in his talk. So that was an experience.
Wow, the drama.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So you're headed to Hawaii. Nobody will hear from you for a while. I got tons of stuff to post very soon. I hope to see some people if they're out in those cities. I am working on like a bunch of other cities, but I'm going to be pretty quiet in July when the baby comes. So I'll probably do more traveling then.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Are you going to go dark for a little while? Like actually take some leave?
Yeah, probably. It's going to be very different. So like the first one, like I was back to work pretty quick. With my daughter, I was like home for a while, probably like 3 weeks, and then now it's like two fully grown, not 2 full-blown toddlers and then an infant. So it'll be pretty interesting. But that's why I made this move, so that I can have that flexibility. So we'll see.
Yeah, you got to go from man to man to zone, as they say.
That's right. I'm ready. We're ready.
Nice.
As ready as you can be.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Oh, did you see? Are you into the Marvel stuff? Did you see Endgame?
I didn't see it yet. Did you see it?
Twice.
Oh, okay. Do you have to see all of them before seeing that, or can you see it as a standoff?
You have to see Infinity War. You have to see the most recent one.
Okay.
And then there's guides online that'll say like what 10 movies you need. Like make sure you see, so you have full context. Like you should see Doctor Strange. You should see Civil War. Like there's ones that'll give you the major points. But no, that was my wife and I started seeing those together when we first started dating. So that's been like we were one of the people that are fully bought in.
Got it. Yeah, I like a lot of Marvel movies, but there are some of them where it's just like it's so much CGI and like explosions and stuff. Like I feel like I like the story more than the action in those movies. Like I thought I think it was the second Thor. I thought that was really good because it was really funny. It was almost like a comedy,
The second Thor Ragnarok, or Thor Dark World?
I think it was. Wait, which one was the second one?
Ragnarok's the funniest one.
Yes, that one.
That's
with,
technically the third Thor.
Okay. Well, that might be the only Thor that I've seen, but yeah, I thought it was great. It was like really funny. Like it had action and everything. It was a Marvel movie, but I don't know, it was good.
That's the direction that the whole universe is going to. Like Thor's character has gone from this like very traditional, like he even had in his original movie he was very formal in his speaking and that sort of stuff, but now he's totally comedic and it's for the better, I think.
So is that kind of like what Avengers is? Is that the same vibe as Avengers?
Yeah, the whole thing's starting to pick up more of that because the directors of Winter Soldier and then Infinity War and now Endgame are the Russo brothers, who did Community and Arrested Development, and so they have a very like comedic DNA. And so like especially in the newest one, it just swings wildly between super serious like life and death stuff to then like comedic action moments, and it threads the needle so well. But nice. Yeah, I'm into the Marvel stuff.
I'll check it out. I'm knee deep in Game of Thrones right now, so.
And I'm the opposite. I haven't seen any Game of Thrones, so I'm not opposed to it. I might do it at some point. It's kind of like The Sopranos. It's like I know The Sopranos is a great show, and I want to watch it, but I haven't started it. I feel like it's the same deal.
Yeah, I've never watched Sopranos or The Wire is the other one that like everybody talks about. But...
Oh, I'm into The Wire. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Actually, I watched The Wire so much that when I drove to see Brian in Baltimore, I was like, I've definitely seen someone shot on the street in The Wire, because it's like you get to know Baltimore really well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Ray Donovan. You get to know LA really well in Ray Donovan. Or if you play a lot of Grand Theft Auto, which I did both.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to give both those shows a chance at one point, because I feel like Game of Thrones is just like the gold standard for me. It's like a lot of shows just don't live up to it, but I did think Breaking Bad was really good. Peaky Blinders was very good too. If nothing else, then just for like the style,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll have to. But it's a commitment. Like sit down and like watch The Sopranos. What's that, like 7 seasons or something?
Yeah, it's long, and they're all like an hour. Same thing with Game of Thrones. It's like it would take you 80 or 90 hours to watch Game of Thrones or something.
I wish I could go back to my first Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we joked when we were with Anna. We said that we would like live stream me experiencing all of Game of Thrones for the first time.
Yeah.
There's still time until it ends. How many weeks are there left? Like 6?
What's that? That was 3. So
5?
Actually, just 3. There's 3 more episodes. Yeah.
And then George R.R. Martin will put out the books, and everybody will be angry with him.
Yep.
Right? Because it diverged. It went away from the books.
Well, yeah, but now the question is like how close. It used to be like how close is the show going to follow the books. Now it's like how close is the books going to follow the show.
Yeah. So that's This Week in Pop Culture with Brock and John.
Yeah. Last week we covered lifting, and now we're talking pop culture.
Next week, tune in for the Fountain Pens episode, where we'll be discussing the finer things of gold-plated nibs or gold-filled nibs.
Yeah, and analyzing Raphael Schwenschneider's online commentaries.
That's right. No, I do have this fountain pen, and I've been like, I can see now why pens are so addictive. But I will not fall into that. Watches are good enough. Watches are fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it at watches. I had a dream last night that I lost this guy, my little oyster date, and it was like it was. I don't know if I'd call it a nightmare. It was one of the more disturbing dreams I've had in a long time.
Did you not find it in the dream?
I didn't find it in the dream, and I woke up like really upset, and like I went immediately to like my watch drawer and like put it on. I was like, ah.
Well, that's when you know you're in deep.
Yeah, man.
Actually, did you see your comment on the Hodinkee Explorer video is the #1 comment?
Oh, really?
The one that I sent you, and you were like, I'm watching it right now.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. You have like double because it's you're the #1 comment, and then Bark and Jack is #2 with like half as many likes.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I feel like if you just get in early and leave a funny comment, you're gonna go to the top.
You'll rise to the top, yeah. All right, so we'll catch up probably end of May because I'm going to be on the road too, and then we got some great episodes coming up in between with some cool guests that you're going to want to hear from.
Sounds good.
Thank you for listening to the Buttoned Up Podcast, a collaboration between John Shanahan of The Cavalier and Brock McGough of Modest Man, and we will see you next week.